Zone Media.
Oh, welcome back to Behind the Bastards, a podcast where we are recording a bonus kind of an emergency episode. Not for now, but for whenever we have an emergency. And to come in as our pinch hitter and really just get some shit recorded, just some absolute garbage. Jamie Loftus, how are you doing?
Thank you. Yes, when you think I need some absolute garbage on wax today,
I need some classic crash. Yeah, that's right.
You're like, who's definitely around who can slop some shit onto the...
We're being sloppy today. I'm about to go out deer hunting, which should be obvious by my clothing. You're in a different kind of camo, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm probably going to go to a bar and eat a hot dog after this. So this is
another kind of camo
of that. The camo of that.
You are also planning to shoot something, but yeah.
I've never. I know you know this, but I've never shot anything.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah, because it was an axe in Grand Rapids, right?
It was okay. Can I tell you something about Grand Rapids really quick?
Please.
Well, two things. First. I forget.
We're finally getting the confession, folks. This is a big day.
No, innocent. I went on a podcast recently and like the topic, Grand Rapids kept coming up and I literally, but they like, I was almost certain. I was like, they wouldn't know if I made a weird comment about Grand Rapids. They would just be confused. But there was a pit in my stomach. Like I should say something.
I have to make a comment.
I should say I'm innocent. No, the real thing was, I was in Pittsburgh over the summer because Pittsburgh rocks. Do you like Pittsburgh?
I've never been, actually.
I think you'd love it. It's really fun
I've
there.
heard only good things.
It rocks. And I was talking to the hot dog king of Pittsburgh.
And that seems like a town where there's competition for the title.
Yes. I mean, he's like a generational hot dog king. And he's the king. He's like the Mr. Rogers of Pittsburgh.
I would say Pittsburgh and Detroit would be like the hot dog cities that I would be most impressed if someone was the king of. Like if somebody's like, I'm the hot dog king of Portland. I'm like, well, who gives a fuck?
Well, there is one though. There's one in every town. But yeah, no, Pittsburgh, it's this guy named Rick Seaback who rocks. He makes like these really, really cool PBS documentaries. So he was on stage with me. We were doing a talk back. He's like easily, I think 40 years older than me maybe. And he in conversation dropped in Grand Rapids. And I was like, that's weird. I kept talking. And then he was like, do you have anything you want to tell me about Grand Rapids? Because he listens to the show, Robert.
Oh, God. Our massive and unprecedented penetration of every demographic has finally come back to bite us in the ass.
You got the hot dog king. You got the hot dog king of Pittsburgh. You're unfucking stoppable. Yeah, and then he tried to corner me into confessing into murder in front of a crowd full of people who allegedly liked me.
A lot of people just care about justice, Jamie. A lot of people just care about justice.
They just want to see a woman hung out to dry. Innocent.
This has been a good bit. I was going to open us with a bit about pedophiles, but this is a lot more fun.
I mean, yeah, we can, we could always go back to back. But
no. It's been kind of a pedophile dense year for Behind the Bastards, Jamie.
Okay.
I didn't mean to, but we've really wound up hitting them a lot.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
14 years in prison for killing a young woman. A 15-year sentence for a crash that caused 3 deaths. 12 and a half years for killing a child and critically injuring her mother. All true stories, all caused by marijuana-impaired drivers. No matter what you tell yourself, if you feel different, you drive different. So, if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, it's Emily Simpson and Shane Simpson from the Legally Brunette podcast.
Each week, we're bringing you true crime through a legal lens.
Whether you want all the facts on the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, or you still need to wrap your head around the Diddy verdict, we're breaking it all down step by step.
And we're not just lawyers, we're also husband and wife. It makes for some pretty entertaining episodes.
Listen to Legally Brunette on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Then she says, have you seen a photo of my son? And I'm like, who is this person?
Welcome to the Boys and Girls Podcast. arranged marriage is basically a reality show and you're auditioning for your soulmate. And who's judging? Only your entire family? I sacrificed myself to this ancient tradition, hoping to find love the right way. And instead, I found chaos, comedy, and a lot of cringe. Listen to Boys and Girls on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know Roald Dahl. He thought up Willy Wonka and the BFG. But did you know he was a spy? In the new podcast, The Secret World of Roald Dahl, I'll tell you that story and much, much more.
What?
You probably won't believe it either.
Was this before he wrote his stories? It must have been. Okay, I don't think that's true.
I'm telling you, the guy was a spy. Listen to The Secret World of Roald Dahl on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When segregation was a law, one mysterious black club owner, Charlie Fitzgerald, had his own rules.
Segregation in the day, integration at night.
It was like stepping on another world.
Was he a businessman, a criminal, a hero?
Charlie was an example of power. They had to crush him.
Charlie's Place, from Atlas Obscura and Visit Myrtle Beach. Listen to Charlie's Place on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Speaking of people who aren't pedophiles in a way I can prove, today we're going to be reading Marjorie Taylor Green's book.
Oh my God.
There is an entire section about pedophiles in this book, FYI.
I knew it would be relevant. It always somehow is. It always somehow is.
Wait, so Sophie, you have a signed copy of this book?
She sure does. Why don't you tell him that story, Sophie? How did you get a signed fucking copy of Marjorie Taylor Green's book?
I will say, just to say, I don't know, listeners, if you don't listen to our other podcast, It Could Happen Here, you don't know that Robert Garrison and I went to the RNC. And it was weird.
Not for work, just as fans, right?
Just for the vibes.
Just for the vibes.
And on a day where I was trying to get us access to things after I had just been invited by the Heritage Foundation people to their social hour party that I got Robert into, which was fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of fun.
Garrison and I walked down a little bit to where Marjorie Taylor Green was doing a book signing for her new book, MTG. Yes, Jamie, it's called MTG.
Okay, so she's trying to. What is she trying to do? An RBG thing? Is she trying to rebrand as a rapper? Like, what's going on?
I don't know. I mean, the cover of the book. I'm going to turn my I am off camera today, YouTube watchers, because I had a bad time at the allergist. But I'm going to turn my camera on for Jamie and Robert so you can see this cover of... Oh, I don't have my camera on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Great lighting too.
Wow.
Really good lighting, Sophie.
Yeah, the overhead lighting that I have up really adding to it.
That makes it look ethereal, like it's a pillar that landed in the middle of a bunch of apes in like 150,000 BC.
Yeah.
And they're going to start beating each other to death in order to get access to its wisdom.
Just to say, Malcolm, you can put this part up where it's covering my face.
Also, is the lady in silhouette on the front supposed to be Marjorie Taylor Green? Because that does not look like
a
Marjorie
body
Taylor
double.
Green.
I do believe so.
That is not quite a double, but yeah.
Anyways, I tried to get her to answer a question about education, and her people took away my phone as I was doing it. But I got this signed copy of this book, which I thought, I know a place where we could read that.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what the most cursed signed copy I have against my will. I think that I have like a signed copy of a book that's like one of the doctors that allegedly killed Anna Nicole Smith. For some reason, I have his book and it's signed.
That's a choice.
How did I end up with it?
Killing Anna Nicole Smith? Yeah.
The RNC, at this point in the RNC, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to get this book. I know, it just like getting all the pamphlets for the Heritage Foundation. It's like we can do stuff with that because people need to know what these people are saying because they are poisoning our world.
Yes, we can do hard things. I can say that just by looking at the cover, I can tell that you have never opened that book.
I've opened it once to show a couple of our friends how cursed her signature is.
Ooh, what do we got?
Yeah, I'll once again whip out the old camera covering my face.
Any heart punctuation?
No, it's just like you can't even.
Oh my God, she made it out to you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sophie.
Of course, she's a classy lady. Oh my God, why wouldn't you think she would make it out to her? Jesus,
that's true. That's true. Reach for the stars.
And and it wasn't even worth it because she gave me a really shit answer on education where she was like, "Oh, school choice. Defund the Department of Education. I haven't had an original thought a day in my life."
Replace incorrect history books with her book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should replace some of the history books with Marjorie Taylor
Green.
The
video.
But I think specifically we should go for like Edward Gibbon's Rise and Fall of, Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. Just throw Marjorie Taylor Green's book in for like volume 3 of that shit.
But
make classic scholars work it all out. Yeah. See who notices.
But the video of me asking and then her people taking away my phone is quite funny. Anyways,
amazing.
This is a very cursed book. The back of it, instead of having like people who actually like her giving reviews, she just has what I'm guessing is her most notable enemies, where it's just the first review is, "Isn't she amazing? Joe Biden," in all caps. "This woman should be on a watch list, not in Congress. Hillary Clinton. She must be expelled. AOC. MTG is a cause for trauma and fear among members of Congress. Nancy Pelosi." Just keeps it. And then for some reason she goes, the last one is Whoopi Goldberg. I'm like, I didn't know that Whoopi Goldberg was up in that clout level, but I guess
she kind of operates as like an elected politician would. I don't remember electing Whoopi Goldberg, but I'm fine with it.
"This woman gets to come and talk about taking over the country and she's not behind bars. How does that work, Whoopi Goldberg?"
Wow. That's such an approach to like pull quotes too. It's very megalopolis of her to do.
Yeah. It's a real that guy with the wine move. I forgot what's his name's name for a second there. And still forgotten. What the fuck? I was just listening to a review of that movie. What is it? Yeah,
it's
Jamie.
Francis
give me a
Coppola.
Coppola.
Francis
God damn
Coppola.
it. Yes, of course.
I'm sorry. I did want to watch you squirm.
Every living male actor today. Apparently.
And like normally I'd start at the beginning of a book, but I just want to one other interesting to note is I've never seen this before, but her endnotes, instead of it being like, like normal bibliography style endnotes where it's like tells you the name of a thing, it's just like, and this is a print copy book, it's just like hyperlinks to articles.
Yeah, like she's reading a high school essay or something.
It's like they're show notes essentially.
Yeah,
but it's just links to things. But it's,
I wonder,
but like they're clickable, but it's but it's not like
Robert, do you think she wrote it? Oh my God, that's so many links.
They never do. It's my guess is
there's like 10 pages of that.
Just based on the way things tend to work, she probably submitted an outline. Or she may have, my guess is she dictated an outline in a conversation with somebody the publisher sent. That person may have been a ghostwriter or may have handed that off to a ghostwriter. And then she got to approve, probably again verbally, like she may have just had someone read it to her because she's famous enough that they may have just had someone read it to her and occasionally she would suggest changes. Or maybe she didn't read it at all and just approved it.
That's my operating theory with the Melania book. I don't think anyone in the whole family knows what it says.
I think it's probably a rare one of these where the author puts in more than about 8 hours of actual work.
Robert, while I get to the beginning here, I would like you to look up the publisher, which is winningpublishing.com. Tell me if
now that sounds like a real publisher.
Give me any information.
That sounds like it's not just a Peter Thiel cutout.
Anyways, the book starts with a inscription from President Donald J. Trump. Because, of course, it does.
Well, sure. I mean, keep it in the family. So it's owned by Donald
It's
Jr.
owned by Donald Trump
Jr.'s.
Jr. and someone named Sergio Gore. Which is what I would name. That sounds
like an Italian horror movie director.
I would name a bad guy that in like one of the early Marvel movies.
Yeah, Sebastian Stan as.
I'm looking. He has less than 15,000 publishers.
No.
Oh, that is not a Sergio. Look at that man's face.
Wait,
Jesus Christ! I found his Twitter, and I'm sorry. He's. I'll pop my screen on here.
Oh my God!
Look at this. Look at this dude. You gotta have a chin to be Sergio. I'm sorry.
To be Sergio
Share your
Gore.
screen really fast. I'd like to see what you're looking at it.
Look, we're not in the body shaming here thing, but like some names are just clearly the wrong name for a person, and this is one of them. This is not a proper Sergio. I'm sorry.
No.
Look at this. Look at that. You tell me that's a Sergio.
No.
Absolute. That's a guy who was born and raised in Germany, had to leave in late 1945 for some reason, moved to Argentina, and started calling himself Sergio. That's the kind of Sergio that is.
I will say he is clearly committed to the conservative school of Twitter pictures for men. The sunglasses out the window at an like the Gen X selfie. It's just a fucking disaster.
He's well cast for.
Selfie,
if you were doing a movie about like hidden like Nazis, vampires living underground, you could this is a guy who you could show that picture and then show a picture of the same guy in like an SS uniform in 1943. And that would be like the big moment where like, oh my God, it's the same guy. He's identical. And you realize they've been vampires the whole time. That's how this man looks. That's Sergio Gore.
He's got his AirPods in.
He sure does.
Wow.
What? Take him out for the picture, bro. What are you doing? What is wrong with you?
Anyways, Marjorie Taylor Green has been one of the most fierce warriors.
Okay, sorry.
Oh no.
No, I was just looking at his posts.
Leave it up.
I'm just looking at his posts. You read and I'll scroll through these posts.
You doom scroll, I'll read. Marjorie Taylor, this is a quote from former President Donald J. Trump, which she does not include the former part in her book. Marjorie Taylor Green has been one of the most fierce warriors in Congress for America First and all it stands for. Despite the onslaught of attacks from the Marxist Democrats and the fascists in the media, Marjorie refuses to back down and never stops fighting. She stands with the, all caps, people, not the politicians.
That's good.
On all caps. Her America First credentials are forged in steel. And with fighters like her, we will make America great again. Jesus Christ.
I just got really distracted by
the Trump thing. I'm actually extremely angry by this because they've taken a quote from Galaxy Quest, which I would say is one of the chief accomplishments of our civilization, is that movie.
And of course he co-opted it. I'm livid. God, never give up, never surrender.
I don't know how to move on for that. But anyways,
let's just go right on because we've looked into Sergio Gore. That's good to know.
Yeah,
I think we have an understanding of who he is as a man.
Thank you, Sergio, for making this possible.
So I'm in the table of
choosing
contents.
to believe the song "Hey Sergio" by Streetlight Man. Well, it was originally Thomas Kalnacki with Catch-22, but it's been with a bunch of bands. But I'm choosing to believe it's about him. It's a poll. That song gets more relevant every year, Jamie.
It's a good song.
It's a perfect song.
It's just a wild
It's
pull.
the apex of ska as an art form.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's 17 chapters. I'd like each of you to guess the closest you can to chapter titles.
You know what I think we're going to do first, Sophie, is we're going to pull to ads real quick, and then we'll come back and do that.
Fair enough.
Almost 30 years together, 4 kids, and some of reality TV's most unforgettable moments, we know a thing or two about living life out loud. We're taking you behind the scenes in our new podcast, Between Us, with me, Heather Dubrow.
And me, Terry Dubrow. Between Us isn't about perfect lighting or curated Instagram grids.
It's the unfiltered, behind-closed-doors conversations you wish you could eavesdrop on. Equal parts smart, funny, and a little bit scandalous.
Every week, Heather will bring you an unapologetic take on the headlines, the trends, and the cultural moments everyone's texting about.
And Terry will deliver insider beauty, health, and wellness insights you won't find on TikTok.
Together, we'll tell the stories, spill the secrets, and share the hacks that keep life, marriage, and everything in between feeling fresh and fun.
We may live in a gated community, but there's zero gatekeeping here.
And plenty of did they just say that moments?
Listen to Between Us on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Segregation in the day, integration at night.
When segregation was the law, One mysterious black club owner had his own rules.
We didn't worry about what went on outside. It was like stepping in another world.
Inside Charlie's place, black and white people danced together. But not everyone was happy about it.
You saw the KKK?
Yeah, they was dressed up in their uniform.
The KKK set out to raid Charlie, take him away from here.
Charlie was an example of power. They had to crush him.
From Atlas Obscura, Rococo Punch, and Visit Myrtle Beach comes Charlie's Place. A story that was nearly lost to time. Until now. Listen to Charlie's Place on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know Roald Dahl, the writer who thought up Willy Wonka, Matilda, and the BFG. But did you know he was also a spy?
Was this before he wrote his stories? It must have been.
Our new podcast series, The Secret World of Roald Dahl, is a wild journey through the hidden chapters of his extraordinary, controversial life.
His job was literally to seduce the wives of powerful Americans.
What?
And he was really good at it.
You probably won't believe it either.
Okay, I don't think that's true.
I'm telling you, the guy was a spy.
Did you know Dahl got cozy with the Roosevelts, played poker with Harry Truman, and had a long affair with a congresswoman? And then he took his talents to Hollywood, where he worked alongside Walt Disney and Alfred Hitchcock before writing a hit James Bond film. How did this secret agent wind up as the most successful children's author ever? And what darkness from his covert past seeped into the stories we read as kids? The true story is stranger than anything he ever wrote. Listen to The Secret World of Roald Dahl on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Segregation in the day, integration at night.
When segregation was the law, one mysterious black club owner had his own rules.
We didn't worry about what went on outside. It was like stepping in another world.
Inside Charlie's Place, black and white people danced together. But not everyone was happy about it.
You saw the KKK?
Yeah, they was dressed up in their uniform.
The KKK set out to raid Charlie, take him away from here.
Charlie was an example of power. They had to crush him.
From Atlas Obscura, Rococo Punch, and Visit Myrtle Beach comes Charlie's Place. A story that was nearly lost to time. Until now. Listen to Charlie's Place on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Ryder Strong with a podcast called The Red Weather.
In 1995, my neighbor, Anna Trainer, disappeared from a commune.
It was nature and trees and praying and drugs.
So no, I am not your guru.
And back then, I lied to everybody.
They have had this case for 30 years.
I'm going back to my hometown to uncover the truth.
You can now binge all episodes of The Red Weather on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're back. Sophie, let's go through those chapters.
No, I want you to take a guess. What's one of the there's 17 things.
One of them's got to be about trans people, right?
I mean, probably, but there's not a direct title. Oh, I'm gonna guess it's protect child's innocence.
Protect child's innocence. Yeah, that's probably the trans one. There's got to be one on the border. Protect us from stop white genocide. I don't know what the fuck she'd title that.
I tripped AOC in the lunchroom and I do it again.
That would be called No Green Deal.
There we go. Okay,
no Green
close.
Deal. There you
Pretty
go.
close.
Not bad. Yeah.
Anyways, the first section's called Blue Jeans and Big Dreams.
My state. How about wow, blue jeans and big drink. Okay.
Which kind of Lana Del Rey coded.
I know. I thought
a lot of the right is these days. A lot of like the lady right. Including Lana Del Rey was always pretty problematic, Jamie. That was what made her music fun.
You don't gotta tell me. So a fan of hers threw something at my head.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, let's get started here. It starts with call me. Everyone has their favorite pair of blue jeans. Mm-hmm. We have our.
I'm on board with her so far. I don't own a single pair of blue jeans.
You haven't worn hard pants in like Fuck if I know.
That's not true. I got hard
pants.
pants made with my suit that I wore.
That is true.
A couple of days. I wore that a couple of days at the DNC and the RNC.
Yeah. Sorry, could someone define hard pants for me for just really
anything
quick?
that needs a belt to stay up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hard pants. I just hope you know that you two
Or
are the
fit
only
properly.
people that have ever said that.
We've had a lot of conversations about this because it's actually one of Robert's
I wear exclusively pajamas.
Yeah. He's like,
I'm wearing pajamas right now.
You know how I always say I work hard so my dog has a better life? Robert works hard so he doesn't have to wear hard pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a decision I made when some guy shot at me one time where I was like, I almost died in uncomfortable pants. I'm never doing that again.
Anyways, everyone has their favorite pair of blue jeans. I'm not going to get through most of this book, but
I'm with her so far.
We have our preferred brands and go-to styles. You can wear them to school, a date night, a game, a party, a dance, or to go to work. Whether you're changing the oil under a lifted truck on the job site or going to the office.
I hate this shit. You've never changed your own oil, Marjorie. Don't even lie. Like
she's really painting a picture of her as like a Julia Roberts character.
Yeah, it's such a 20 years ago populism where it's like, I'll wear my blue jeans to a fancy dinner, because fanciest dinner's the steakhouse in my town. Yeah.
You can even wear them to church.
Like, man, the richest people in the world dress like shit now. It's fine.
Some of us
nobody's a dick about this anymore.
Some of us slide them on while standing up, bouncing from one foot to the other. Others wiggle into them lying on the bed, sucking in to zip up the zipper and button the waist.
Lasting so long.
I don't know why we're talking about this for so long.
That is
you're not selling
paragraph.
me on jeans, to be honest. Neither of those ways sound comfortable.
But listen,
what's easy to put on is a fucking pair of pajama pants.
Robert.
Yeah, it seems like these pants are a little too hard.
Mine are made out of wool.
Blue jeans are a staple for all Americans at all times. That's a direct quote.
Okay.
Especially because, I don't know. That's not the number one kind of pant that I see on like a job site. It's certainly not the number one kind of pant. Like if you're, working out in a farm, there's some places where blue jeans are the right thing to wear, but like it sucks ass if it's super wet to be wearing blue jeans while doing agricultural work. They're not great
does
for
she
it.
have anything to say about like the cut?
Yeah, of course.
Or is she gonna okay. Good. It keeps going. I was hoping
sure
that this
it's
section continued to go.
And no matter who you are, that favorite pair of jeans fits just right and feels so good. Once you have them on, you are unstoppable. That's what it feels like to be an American. Unstoppable. Or at least that's what that's what it used to feel like to be American.
Darling, you know what makes you feel unstoppable? Is taking your friend's Adderall along with a cocktail of the finest pills the gas station provides truckers. And then getting in a car and driving for 37 and a half hours. That makes you feel like a god. By the 24-hour point, if you just keep taking the pills, man, you see through time. You realize that it's just an illusion. That like road trips, distance, all of this is fake. And you can literally just pick a point in space and time and pull yourself through it. That's how I do road trips.
I'm telling you about blue jeans because decades ago, when big corporations took their manufacturing overseas, those iconic blue jeans we wear began arriving from nearly every country but America. With their cheaper
what
labor.
A smooth transition.
Yeah, whose fault is that, Marjorie?
What a smooth transition. God, she's
the
already
people
taking
who
L's.
own blue jeans factories and offshored them, who do they send their money to? Which political party?
With their cheaper
I can't get
labor,
over the fact that she said they look comfortable and she just described how hard they were to put on.
Yeah,
I'm
suck.
stuck there. They suck, but that's what it feels like to be an American. It fucking sucks.
With their cheaper labor costs, India, Mexico, China, and others could make them for so much less. This meant corporations selling American labels discovered they could make more money buying denim manufactured overseas. Oh, this is boring. She's just talking about manufacturing.
She's talking about jeans a lot. I think this is, the good news is nobody who likes her is going to read. Like this book is not, and none of these are generally made to be read.
Right. They're made to be on a table.
Yeah, and you sell it and you get like part of how like you get bribed as a politician like her is you come out with your book that this vanity press then gets a bunch of different right-wing organizations and think tanks to buy a shitload of copies of. And, no one needs to read it for it to get on the bestseller list and you to make money, right? Like it's part of like how these people get paid.
Pick a number between 2 and 17.
14.
11.
Well, I'll start with 14 and then we'll go back to 11. I was just having you pick chapter numbers.
Oh, I should have guessed that.
Oh, but 13 is so funny. Okay, we'll come back to that.
We won't know.
No, 14 is impeachment now.
Wow.
Impeachment is a tool the founding fathers gave us to remove someone in government. This is like Wikipedia about
the beginning is Chat GPT about impeachment.
Mm-hmm.
She's talking about how she wants to impeach Joe Biden. Biden is aiding and abetting the Mexican criminal cartel drug runners. Imagine the uproar if 300 people died daily in plane crashes. We'd ground every airplane in America until we solved the problem. Yet along our southern border, the crisis is allowed to continue because of the left's liberal ideology.
Wait, did she say 300,000 people are dying every day?
300.
Oh, 300.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, here's the thing, Marjorie. The reason why 300 people don't die every day in plane crashes is because the airline industry is incredibly heavily regulated and has been regulated for decades with this kind of obsessive focus on stopping people from dying in crashes. And if the illegal drug supply was instead a legal and regulated drug supply with extremely high standards for what could get through and high standards for who and when it was sold and all this kind of stuff, then probably a lot less people would die. For one thing, if you're buying your drugs from a government store that has strict rules about like what and how they can sell, you know you're not getting fucking any fentanyl in your shit, right?
Drive through
there's a bunch of ways to fix this.
Especially the blue ones.
Comparison.
Look at the sickening results of people hooked on fentanyl-laced drugs. In addition to the deaths, the drug addicts hooked on these potent chemicals look like zombies. I see them whenever I go to New York, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles, or any other Democrat-run city. Thousands a day suffer the consequences of illegal drugs that flow over the border. Still, the media typically doesn't say a word because they share Biden's political views. They're so boring.
I'm just like, she keeps getting me stuck early in the chapter where I just am like, why did she compare the airlines to pharmaceuticals? Is there a Sully of drug dealers? Like, could we find him? And the fact that there's only, people who do drugs in democratic cities, just simply,
no, I mean, it's part of it's like the when shit got where, right? Like one of the reasons why we're having such an issue with fentanyl right now in Oregon is that fentanyl like got here later than it got to a lot of the rest of the country. And like the fucking actual way in which the opiate epidemic spread had an impact on like how and when fentanyl hit different places. Like these are, I mean, the idea that like the epidemic of deaths due to the illegal use of opioids is a liberal city phenomenon is for one thing kind of cutting all of Appalachia out of it, which like, boy, that's supposed to be something JD Vance knows something about, but
yeah,
I love that he's blaming his mom's drug addiction on fucking fentanyl being trafficked in when it's like your mom was stealing pills. Like as a nurse, right? Like she wasn't getting them from someone who smuggled them across the border.
So true.
Anyway,
back to chapter 11, which is titled Right versus Wrong. Right versus wrong. For the first time in a long time with Donald J. Trump, we had a man running for office who stood for what we believed in, who spoke like a regular person, questionable, and who championed America First policies that the Republican Party had not stood for in years. This is the kind of leadership we need if we're going to fight the climate alarmists trying to use fear as a way of making money and taking over our country. She's incredible at bringing an issue into like an intro paragraph without it making any sense.
It really does feel like it's just like a randomized, she's got just two wheels that she spins and she's like, okay, jeans, Mexico, airlines, fentanyl. Like it's just completely Mad Libs.
Let me task you. This section's called A Leg or a Hand Out in the same Right versus Wrong chapter. Let me task you, not ask you. Which option does more for America? Government handouts are putting money back into our economy to fuel growth, produce more tax revenue, and employ more, especially economically vulnerable people. Hard choice, right? I don't know. I'd take a handout.
God, okay.
Right about now, I feel like I should be given a handout for having to read this book.
Yeah, I mean, you were handed the book, so...
Yeah, and as I was handed the book, my phone was taken out of my hand. Still very unchill.
Yeah, that is unchill. You should have just started hitting.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted us to get into that Heritage Foundation party, so I was like trying to not get...
That's right, you're right.
Because the booth was right across, and so, yeah, because all they saw was a woman... A white woman with blonde hair and pigtails, and they were like, "You're one of us." And then let me bring as many people as I could to their cursed party, which is wow.
It's weaponizing
Sophie,
for good.
Every night since the RNC, I've drank my kratom in a Heritage Foundation cup, of which I have 6.
6?
Oh, I stole a lot.
Oh,
Gare has a couple too.
Yeah.
Like I took a lot of those fucking things.
Oh, when you were at my house, I didn't show you my RNC haul. I stole a lot of things.
Why wasn't that just like out? I don't know why that wasn't just out and maybe even in the window.
People might mistake her meaning.
Yeah.
No, I would have loved to have seen that out. I would have felt very safe.
Okay.
I'm looking at the MTG Goodreads page right now, and it's
fun?
It's brutal. It's brutal. I mean, Goodreads, not a fan of hers, for sure.
Are there any nice reviews?
There are. I can read some 5-star reviews.
Yeah, read one and I'll respond doing my Marjorie Taylor Green imitation that I got good at after the RNC.
Okay. Here we go. MTG is one of the few America First patriots in Congress. If we had more Republicans like MTG, we could finally rid this country of these disgusting communists currently destroying it. If you are easily triggered, this book probably isn't for you. You should probably curl up in a safe space and read Liz Cheney's garbage book. But if you want to read about what a real patriot is doing and what you can do to help take back this country, then pick this book up and learn something. Eric.
Man, look, okay.
I just want to say to Eric, thank you. Thank you, Eric. Thank you.
So, obviously, I'm not going to read Liz Cheney's I didn't even know she had a goddamn book. But no. Marjorie, I got to say, it sounds kind of desperate that you're like comparing yourself to her to pump your book up. Like, shoot, I can't believe I'm saying this to you, but like, be more ambitious, like shoot a little bit higher than fucking Liz Cheney.
Okay, in the chapter card titled "The Mouthpiece of the Democrat Party," there's a subsection called "Bright Spots," and it's a good one. I don't want to make it seem like everyone in the media is terrible. While Fox News overall hasn't been a positive experience for me for the most part, I've enjoyed going on Tucker Carlson, who had me on Fox Nation and Tucker Carlson Tonight. While Fox has not wanted to do much with me, which I've never understood, Tucker and a few others have cared enough to get their information on me straight. Unfortunately, even though Tucker Carlson was number one, not just on Fox News, but out of everyone, Fox News fired him. We all know Tucker will be back, probably by the time this book is out.
Wow.
What a weird, she's just like, hey, by the way, I want to fuck Tucker Carlson.
Look, he's an ally. He's an ally.
You could find a more desperate way to write a book, but you would have to work hard. And you know who also works hard, Sophie? Jamie?
Is it our sponsors? And I just want to say,
our sponsors.
I just want to say
work hard every day to fuck Tucker Carlson. That's their only goal.
Yeah.
So help them out.
Wow. How hard
help
could
everybody
it be?
out. Yeah, really.
And to our sponsors, thank you.
That's what Tucker's gonna be saying.
Oh God.
Almost 30 years together, 4 kids, and some of reality TV's most unforgettable moments. We know a thing or two about living life out loud. We're taking you behind the scenes in our new podcast, Between Us, with me, Heather Dubrow.
And me, Terry Dubrow. Between Us isn't about perfect lighting or curated Instagram grids.
It's the unfiltered, behind closed doors conversations you wish you could eavesdrop on. Equal parts smart, funny, and a little bit scandalous.
Every week, Heather will bring you an unapologetic take on the headlines, the trends, and the cultural moments everyone's texting about.
And Terry will deliver insider beauty, health, and wellness insights you won't find on TikTok.
Together, we'll tell the stories, spill the secrets, and share the hacks that keep life, marriage, and everything in between feeling fresh and fun.
We may live in a gated community, but there's zero gatekeeping here.
And plenty of did they just say that moments?
Listen to Between Us on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Segregation in the day, integration at night.
When segregation was the law, one mysterious black club owner had his own rules.
We didn't worry about what went on outside. It was like stepping in another world.
Inside Charlie's place, black and white people danced together. But not everyone was happy about it.
You saw the KKK?
Yeah, they was dressed up in their uniform.
The KKK set out to raid Charlie, take him away from here.
Charlie was an example of power. They had to crush him.
From Atlas Obscura, Rococo Punch, and Visit Myrtle Beach comes Charlie's Place, a story that was nearly lost to time. Until now. Listen to Charlie's Place on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You know Roald Dahl, the writer who thought up Willy Wonka, Matilda, and the BFG. But did you know he was also a spy?
Was this before he wrote his stories? It must have been.
Our new podcast series, The Secret World of Roald Dahl, is a wild journey through the hidden chapters of his extraordinary, controversial life.
His job was literally to seduce the wives of powerful Americans.
What?
And he was really good at it.
You probably won't believe it either.
Okay, I don't think that's true.
I'm telling you, the guy was a spy.
Did you know Dahl got cozy with the Roosevelts, played poker with Harry Truman, and had a long affair with a congresswoman? And then he took his talents to Hollywood, where he worked alongside Walt Disney and Alfred Hitchcock before writing a hit James Bond film. How did this secret agent wind up as the most successful children's author ever? And what darkness from his covert past seeped into the stories we read as kids? The true story is stranger than anything he ever wrote. Listen to The Secret World of Roald Dahl on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Segregation in the day, integration at night.
When segregation was the law, one mysterious black club owner had his own rules.
We didn't worry about what went on outside. It was like stepping in another world.
Inside Charlie's Place, black and white people danced together. But not everyone was happy about it.
You saw the KKK?
Yeah, they was dressed up in their uniform.
The KKK set out to raid Charlie, take him away from here.
Charlie was an example of power. They had to crush him.
From Atlas Obscura, Rococo Punch, and Visit Myrtle Beach comes Charlie's Place, a story that was nearly lost to time. Until now. Listen to Charlie's Place on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Ryder Strong with a podcast called The Red Weather. In 1995, my neighbor, Anna Trainer, disappeared from a commune.
It was nature and trees and praying and drugs.
So no, I am not your guru.
And back then, I lied to everybody.
They have had this case for 30 years.
I'm going back to my hometown to uncover the truth.
You can now binge all episodes of The Red Weather on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I feel like Tucker Carlson comes scabs.
Yeah.
Dry scabs. We've talked about this. Dry
scabs,
yeah.
like a deck of cards being shuffled.
They make the sound, Jamie, if you've ever put like a couple of coins in a plastic cup and then shaken them around, that's the sound that his cum scabs, because they're hard and they're heavy. There's a lot of copper in them.
I'm thinking,
so, like, they're actually
I was
heavily
thinking
metallic.
nickels. Like, okay. Yeah, it would hurt if one of his cum scabs hit your head. Like, it could really,
like, especially if he was doing it at like the top of the Empire State Building, those could hit people on the ground with terminal velocity. Yeah,
that would be brutal. I mean,
this is good. The subreddit's been clamoring for cum scabs talk since Cody and I last talked about the cum of different elected leaders.
That's why I'm here.
Thank you, Jamie.
I have a 1-star Goodreads review of this book, which is just misleading title, absolutely no mention of Magic the Gathering, which is true.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's good. That's good.
Okay, I think I know why. I think I know why Whoopi Goldberg was on the back. I found it.
Oh, they've hated her for a while.
The women on The View, of course, attacked me in their typical nasty fashion almost weekly. I find it funny that people come up to me and say the most hateful things are usually white women, maybe 10 years older than I am, typically still wearing a mask and sometimes towing a neatly dressed husband behind them.
Now, why are you bringing a neatly dressed husband into this?
I don't
You're
know.
like, she's like, unlike my husband, who looks like shit all the time to make a point.
She goes, they call me horrible names, and I'll always ask them, you watch The View, right? Sure enough, they pretty much all do.
Well, we all have to go to the dentist at some point. So at some point, you're going to end up watching The View.
She makes it a point. I feel like she's like doing PR for herself here, where she's like, please have me on your show. She's like, podcasts and radio shows have been better. And I've been on Real America's Voice, Charlie Kirk, Alex Jones, Donald Trump Jr., OANN, Newsmax, and others. But I would appear on more news shows as well. And maybe one day I will.
Oh my God, she's pitching herself to be on podcasts in the book?
In the book.
Wow.
Whoa.
Wow, that's desperate. I thought things were going better for her than that. Because
No, Robert, let's co-write a book and get on Armchair Expert.
No. If I write another book, Jamie, the only thing in the afterword is going to be, please do not invite me on a podcast.
I think at some point you're just like, absolutely not. No, I want to co-publish a pamphlet and be like, Dax, listen.
So you've been podcasted.
All right,
Good Lord.
She has an entire chapter called January 6th.
Okay.
Great.
She's mostly just talking about like her being elected. Okay, it's not interesting. The House chamber was in complete and utter disarray. At one point, the crowd had begun banging on the door loudly, trying to push the door open. Finally, the military and police showed up, decked out in full equipment and armed with rifles. Boy, were we glad to see them. We're very grateful to have help to get to a safe location. Is she not? Okay. She's like, she literally downplays what happened and then is like, and then we were saved. Everything's fine.
Right. She glazes over everything and she's like, okay, what can I do? Compliment the cops. That's her one. Yeah. That's her one.
I
sort of
later
line
learned
of
that the Speaker of the House at the time, Nancy Pelosi, had failed to secure the Capitol by not bringing in the National Guard in the weeks leading up to January 6, 2021. Even worse, she had her daughter, a filmmaker, there to capture the day's events. What a great coincidence. They just happened to be filming a documentary. Like, that's like not what happened, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure enough, only a few people breached the Capitol, while most walked in through open doors, making one of the biggest mistakes of their lives. She calls it a mistake.
Yeah, but because they got in trouble, not because they were doing the wrong thing. They probably shook her hand.
Oh.
How long is that chapter? I was like,
I'm surprised if any of them are more than about 500 words, right?
No, the chapters are really short.
Okay.
The longest chapter is about the No Green New Deal and about COVID bullshit.
Okay.
She ends this chapter saying, "This will not happen if I can prevent it. The events of January 6th have been mischaracterized by the Democrats and their mouthpiece in the media. A circus made of the proceedings and these people cruelly treated. It must stop. It will stop. For we won't rest until these people get equal justice under the law. They will not be forgotten. I will never forget." She just like changed her stance by the end of this chapter. She was like, "Oh, it was a terrible day, but then we were saved from these people. Yes, but help these people, these good people."
I don't think she read her own book.
Yeah. Maybe they just had two options of like, choose this or this, and they just left both in.
Her section about COVID is really long, and I frankly don't care.
Well, I'm kind of curious. Is it real? Or is it made by China? I'm guessing it's made by China.
Honestly, I'm mainly interested in what like misplaced metaphor she opens the chapter with.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
COVID is like a box of chocolates.
I understand the immense heartbreak and devastation of the COVID pandemic on multiple levels. No one escaped the pandemic without a few scars. Most people lost loved ones and friends or know someone who did. Many who died were older adults with underlying conditions or people with risk factors like obesity, but a few were younger, healthy people. She's like, sorry you guys died, but you were obese or old. And if
young.
And if
you can't be old or young.
Yeah, like, oh, it's gross.
I mean, luckily no one has ever read this book.
This chapter's so long for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason for it, but I'm sure it's because the ghostwriter is personally angry about it.
I've always wanted to ghostwrite a book. I think it would be fun.
It's like ghostwriting.
She's talking about Fauci here. I followed Dr. Fauci.
Less fun.
I followed Dr. Fauci's advice he gave privately in his personal email, not his public hypocritical advice. I didn't wear a mask. None of my kids wore masks. Oh, I always forget she's procreated.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Most people I know didn't wear a mask unless
books.
it was forced in public or to fly on an airplane. We knew masks didn't work. We're filthy. Forced you to breathe in your carbon dioxide and decrease the amount of oxygen in your bloodstream. Many of us felt wearing a mask was like wearing a muzzle. She has so many things sourced as in the section to check.
She's
in her
just
end
sourcing
notes.
that people don't like to have things on their faces.
Yeah, I just want to check. I just want to check
Just
in her
pictures from Mad Max. Like
I'm checking her end notes to see which hyperlinks she's referring to here. One of which is Newsweek, with an article titled "Fauci says masks not really effective," and the next one is from thehealthyamerican.org/masks don't work. I'm sure thehealthyamerican.org is a very unhinged website.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Sorry, what's that title, Sophie?
Thehealthyamerican.org/ who
Okay.
gives a shit.
I'm checking to see if it can give me any advice on what kind of bleach I need to be drinking, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was always curious, like, can you just like suck on one of the pens or will that not be entirely effective?
Yeah, I don't know. So Jamie, I was raised by a mix of like hippies and libertarians. So I've just been 50-50ing bleach and apple cider vinegar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if one doesn't work, I'm on thehealthyamerican.com and it just says this domain.
It's .org.
Yeah,
It's .org.
.org.
Oh,
yeah,
.org.
I tried .org, but it is not working for me.
I'm on hugedomains.com. This domain is for sale for $6,100.
Not straight up not loading. I think
thehealthyamerican.org/
I'm looking.
masks -don't -work.
Mask/don't
/work. No apostrophe.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so okay.
No, it tries to take me to a landing page that is nothing.
I would imagine. How many do you think? Yeah, now I'm on fucking GoDaddy.
Don't do that. Don't be on GoDaddy.
So many of these
I'm
are
stuck.
I'll check the Wayback Machine.
Yeah.
We're pulling out all the stops. The Internet Archive's down right now because it got attacked by, I think it's Russians pretending to be pro-Palestine activists. But
Jesus
it's
Christ.
hard, it's hard to say why. Well, because the justification of the guy in the claiming to be the hacker in his like Telegram was like, well, America owns this. It's like America. No, not in like a way that it implicates the military industrial complex in the Internet Archive. Right. That is not an accurate statement.
Yeah, that's really fucked my month up.
I think it's just it's
just a fake website.
No. The Internet Archive is real, but yeah, I cannot find this thing on the Internet Archive on the Wayback Machine. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with this.
I would be really curious because I was really surprised when I was writing my book how like if you want your book fact checked, you have to pay someone out of your own money to do it. Like they're not going to do it.
Fact checking does not exist.
I'm sorry, I paused. I just found out Liam Payne from One Direction just died.
What?
Yes.
He fell down in from a third floor of a hotel in Buenos Aires.
What?
This has got we've really derailed from what's happening.
Let's just bring today to a close.
Yeah, we have to go figure out what happened.
There's a problem going on where I am too.
Liam Payne. Don't read this book. Don't buy this book.
Yeah,
obviously,
this
it's
book
bad.
sucked. I don't think it's. We'll be revisiting this one, but you all got 45 minutes or so of entertainment. And what more can you really hope for? Is there more to life? Not as far as we here, whose jobs are reliant upon being able to entertain you in a 45-minute podcast.
And per the end of this book, Marjorie Taylor Green makes clear yet again that she cannot be trusted. Liz Cheney.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really attacking the core demo of people who think Liz Cheney is a writer. I don't know. I don't know why she keeps doing this. I was unaware that Liz had written a book.
This is really just, this is how the last 45 minutes is how I learned any of these books ever existed.
Yeah. I very few things have been worse for like the written word than the idea that like every single politician in public life has to have a book. Mm-hmm. And they're increasingly like coalescing with like the Grindset influencer business management sort of like guru books. Like there are whole people who read because they have to, like performatively, like a book every week or something, but every book they read is either like the 45-minute body or fucking Marjorie Taylor Green's book or Peter Thiel's management advice or some shit.
How do I get the 45-minute body?
Well, you take the 4-hour body, Jamie. And you just fucking compact that shit, right? You get a really good editor. You cut that word count down by 75% and you're good to go.
Take out all the jeans metaphors and you're
Cut
down
out
to a 45-minute. Good Lord. Well, it sounds worse than a YouTuber's memoir. And that's really saying something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Speaking of worse than a YouTuber's memoir, your book is not. It's good.
No.
You have a book. That was a bad way to plug it, but you...
I'm not a YouTuber and it's not a memoir. It's about hot dogs. It's called Raw Dog. It is out in hardcover now. It'll be out in paperback next year. And listen to 16th Minute on Cool Zone Media, for crying out loud. Sophie and Robert and I have been working on it for the last 6 months, time a flat circle, where we talk to the internet's main characters of the day and see how they're doing. It varies.
Yay! All right.
This got very dark very fast. Behind the Bastards is a production of Cool Zone Media. For more from Cool Zone Media, visit our website, coolzonemedia.com, or check us out on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bastards is now available on YouTube. New episodes every Wednesday and Friday. Subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/@BehindTheBastards.
14 years in prison for killing a young woman. A 15-year sentence for a crash that caused 3 deaths. 12 and a half years for killing a child and critically injuring her mother. All true stories, all caused by marijuana-impaired drivers. No matter what you tell yourself, if you feel different, you drive different. So, if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, it's Emily Simpson and Shane Simpson from the Legally Brunette podcast.
Each week, we're bringing you true crime through a legal lens.
Whether you want all the facts on the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, or you still need to wrap your head around the Diddy verdict, we're breaking it all down step by step.
And we're not just lawyers, we're also husband and wife. It makes for some pretty entertaining episodes.
Listen to Legally Brunette on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Then she says, have you seen a photo of my son? And I'm like, who is this person?
Welcome to the Boys and Girls Podcast. Arranged marriage is basically a reality show, and you're auditioning for your soulmate. And who's judging? Only your entire family. I sacrificed myself to this ancient tradition, hoping to find love the right way. And instead, I found chaos, comedy, and a lot of cringe. Listen to Boys and Girls on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When segregation was a law, one mysterious black club owner, Charlie Fitzgerald, had his own rules.
Segregation in the day, integration at night.
It was like stepping in another world.
Was he a businessman, a criminal, a hero?
Charlie was an example of power. They had to crush him.
Charlie's Place, from Atlas Obscura and Visit Myrtle Beach. Listen to Charlie's Place on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Heather Dubrow.
And I'm Terry Dubrow.
And we're going to keep this between us.
Not really. The TMZ guy walks up to me and goes, Terry, what do you think about Bradley Cooper? They asked him and they said he's not had any plastic surgery. But I mean, what's the latest rumor? I'm gay, right? Isn't that the latest rumor?
Yes.
First of all, if I were gay, I would be gay.
Listen to Between Us on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Between Us and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.